took a minute in all. So this is a dramatically different process and outcome so far compared to the first one that we saw, again, about 15 minutes ago or so. So it's strange to think that circumstances and conditions have changed so much that would have affected it. But that second firefighter still remains on that boat, that partially sunken boat, awaiting rescue at this point. And as I said, I'm going to have my photographer, Will Caldwell, here if we could. Will, is there any way to sort of pan here so we can see all of the people here supporting this rescue and trying to, obviously praying for this firefighter and just waiting tensely to see what's going to happen here. And I'll, of course, bring you right back as soon as the chopper appears to be making another attempt at a rescue here. Here it comes again overhead, but it doesn't seem to be, maybe it's coming from another direction. Let's see it here. Yeah, no, it's moving away from the scene right now, so it's unclear if it's going to be trying to make another attempt at a rescue within the short time here, short future. But the second firefighter remains in the boat right now, waiting for rescue. There's still that yellow boat, as we mentioned, on the banks, on that hillside there, that was going to be used as part of the rescue, and it's still on standby. And as we mentioned, about a football field down the way here, downriver, there's another set of rescuers, and I think they have a rope cut out into the river in case this firefighter starts moving downriver before he can get too far. That's right, Adam. And honestly, as you said, he doesn't seem to be in any sort of panic, nor did the other firefighter when the two of them were on that boat for quite some time. Neither one seemed to be panicked. They were just standing there waiting to be rescued. And again, it seemed like the yellow rescue boat was going to be the means of that rescue there. You can see right along the banks, which isn't too far away. It looks like a stone's throw from here, but of course that could be just a deceptive because of the distance from where we're standing. But it doesn't look like they're that far away from it, but for some reason that was not used as the form of rescue at this point. And of course that state trooper helicopter was brought in. But as you mentioned, we're talking about the Passaic River Falls here. The water's rushing pretty quickly. It's unclear if the concern is that the water is going to continue to get higher, if this high tide is going to play a role or anything to that effect. As we mentioned, it does seem like the boat, or that section of the boat, the back end of the boat has sunken down a bit, more so than when we first arrived, because when we first arrived it looked like the firefighters were standing a bit taller, so to speak. But now it seems as though it is sunken in a little bit more. Nothing that seems at all alarming at this point, but of course the goal here is to get him rescued, to get him on land, safely on land as the other firefighter is right now. So rescue operations obviously continuing, but that helicopter that was here that took part or played the major role in the first rescue has disappeared from sight as of right now. It's unclear what the case is there, if they're going to try to, if they're going to have to refuel, if refueling is an issue, or if they're trying to strategize another plan, or if they're waiting out any possible weather conditions that might be playing a role in this, like wind. No clear information yet at this point. Firefighters stand, though, on the banks waiting at this point. And again, that boat with rescuers next to it, the yellow rescue boat, is still positioned where it was when we first got here. So that looks like that's a possibility that could play a role in that as well. No, Adam, no, they didn't attempt to use it. They were moving it further and further down the bank. And they brought it out, and they were moving it further down the bank with the expectation that that was what was going to happen. And then, of course, the chopper became a part of the rescue, became the main part of the rescue. So it's unclear if that is still in play at this point, or if it is going to be an attempt at that boat rescue instead. Shore